Thank you. Hello, Dean Mihov, Dean Payer, and our commencement speaker, Veronica. Dear faculty, staff, and to you, my friends, the graduating class of the Global Executive MBA program. I also want to give a very warm welcome to our guests, whose very presence substantiates their importance in our lives. We are proud to be here, and we are sure that our guests are proud of us as well. I don't know if those unfamiliar with this experience can understand how over the course of this program, we have become a community. I will attempt to speak to that collective experience. I would like to speak, which the previous speakers have already mentioned, about what INSEAD is and its importance. I don't want to be repetitive, so I'll just say that INSEAD preaches business as a force for good. But I thought business was a source of money. How is business good? More crucially, what is good? And why be good? I would say good is anything that improves the collective human experience. I would say, as to why be good, that those that live their lives without contributing to improving the human experience pass into the unknown, each like a grain of sand falling through an hourglass. The good are those that can improve the condition of the hourglass from within it. I know that many of you are tired of hearing me quote Friedrich Nietzsche, and I promised a lot of you that I wouldn't. I lied. Quote, the good are a caste, the bad are a quantity, like dust, end quote. Those that do good improve the human condition, the rest simply pass through it. We should all always aspire to be part of the caste of the good. This speech is not meant to be philosophical, but rather a reflection on all of our journeys. Our individual journeys to INSEAD, our journey together through the program, and our collective journeys into the future. Our personal journeys set each of us on a unique trajectory, leading us towards this program from across the world. We are 206 participants from 56 countries studying across 3 campuses: the Asian cohort here in Singapore, the Middle Eastern cohort in Abu Dhabi, and the European cohort in Fontainebleau. I would like to address all of these unique paths. Obviously, I'm not qualified to do so, given I don't know what they are, but that never stopped me from trying before, so why start now? We all entered this program with different aspirations and different worldviews. From my perception of the quality of the participants, it seems safe to say that we've all had significant successes at times in our life. It also seems like life hit a snag for a lot of us. Maybe it was COVID, which untethered the world from its axis. For some, it was stagnation professionally. I have a classmate and a good friend who was passed for promotion and chose GEMBA to spite his boss. Spite, yeah, man. For others, it was a personal crisis, in which, like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, we found ourselves precipitated into an incomprehensible chaos, where we could distinguish nothing, and the more we consider our situation, the less we seem to comprehend it. In short, for some of us, the world felt unnavigable. But for each and every one of us, there was something inside that made us non-complacent, unyielding in our drive to overcome, a subconscious motivation that pushed us in the direction of INSEAD from all over the world. And as a result, we have today joined the prestigious ranks of INSEAD alumni. For that, we should all feel immense pride. Our journey together through GEMBA has marked a period of metamorphosis in our lives, and INSEAD played a pivotal role in shaping our personal evolution, which is in large part due to the quality of the professors, but also their level of commitment to the students. I don't know if many of you know Horatio Falcao. He is an INSEAD professor who taught advanced negotiations over the summer in Fontainebleau. Despite his formidable struggle with cancer, Horatio, against his doctor's advice, chose to teach in person rather than online, and delivered a masterclass in win-win negotiations, but more importantly, demonstrated how to show courage and dignity in the face of adversity. For Horatio, yeah. Other than Horatio, there have been so many amazing teachers, and sadly, we do not have time to give each one their due. We would like to at least mention a few. The Middle Eastern cohort was infatuated with Enrico. I'm going to get this name wrong. Yeah, Enrico, you guys know Enrico? Okay. His course in uncertainty, data, and judgment. And the students in Singapore were so enamored by Michel Hibon that they sent a bouquet of flowers from the other side of the world to France to show their appreciation. Lastly, we would like to acknowledge the unapologetically pragmatic marketing of Phil Parker, who Phil taught us to stick a hose in people's pocket and suck out every dollar and every cent. We have been privileged to enjoy the insights of the sharpest minds in their respective fields, and we will aim to be careful custodians of this knowledge. Phil, your metaphorical hose is safe with us. I'm not sure if I can say the same about people's pockets. Another key component of this program is the multitude of coaching: career coaching, communication coaching, interview coaching. But especially impactful was the Leadership Development Program, or LDP, which is foundational to the transformation of the student body. One of the most memorable PowerPoint slides of the thousands we have seen was shown on more than one occasion during LDP sessions. It showed a quote by Gandhi: "Be the change that you want to see in the world." At first, that seemed lofty and implausible. Then we began to realize the talent of those around us, and eventually we became aware of our own talent. The thought soon became clear: if not us, then who? If not now, then when? It seems as if the executive MBA at INSEAD is, in a nutshell, a dichotomy, teaching us the tools to enact change and lead organizations while simultaneously instilling the confidence in us that we actually have the ability to do so. We accept the responsibility of leadership, and we thank INSEAD for its contribution in all of our lives. Hopefully we have given the program its fair praise, but in all honesty, it is the friendships made during our time together which actually have the most value. It is rare at this stage in life to have the occasion to make new friends. We are all richer now through our mutual acquaintances, and each and every one of us should be grateful for this opportunity. The conversation and exchange of ideas, the early mornings, the very late nights are all priceless memories. In Singapore, it was the party at the end of the 7th module when the class finally got to coalesce after so many modules with a mix of in-person and remote participants. In Abu Dhabi, it was at the party at a venue called White at the end of the core courses. And in Fontainebleau, it was the countless nights at Glasgow and Mercure. We should all cherish these memories going forward, which brings us to the final topic: our collective journeys into the future. We should be comfortable in acknowledging the bittersweet nature of this ceremony. It feels like an end to a period of our lives that most of us will remember so fondly. Feelings of sadness and loss are sure to enter our hearts. I think it is wise to break down the interpersonal relationships into two camps: our connections with our friends and our connections with the community. As far as our friendships go, we must each take responsibility for staying in touch, and we will obviously stay much closer to some than others. Friendship isn't prescribed, it's practiced. It is upon each of us to foster these relationships, and there is no reason to complain that friendships of value are lost if we do not invest the commensurate time that signifies that value. The second part of our journey moving forward is our connection to the community at large. I hope that this community will spring into action when one of its members fall and act as a collective crutch, a network that becomes a safety net. In a community comprised of high-performing individuals, synergies emerge that make the collective much more than the sum of its parts. Subsequently, the likelihood of failure for each member diminishes significantly. So if any of us begin to fall, let us join together and become a collective crutch. I am optimistic that this scenario of collective action towards the individual will come to fruition. And those that know me know I am no optimist. I am optimistic because I have the data to support my hypothesis, as we have already witnessed the collective spirit during the program. As we all know, war once again became a reality on the European continent after Russia invaded Ukraine in February. We were tremendously proud of the resilience of our Ukrainian classmates. and of how the cohort supported them at the beginning of the war, acting as a collective crutch. But we are also privileged to have Russian colleagues who we also admire greatly and who have also suffered immensely. I was impressed by the empathy that our class was able to show to all its members, treating people as humans and never conflating government action as individual sin. Mental wounds heal through compassion, and we must remember to have empathy and support one another, both personally and professionally. Throughout our collective journey, we required much sacrifice from our loved ones. We as a class would like to thank our families and friends who have been so supportive throughout this process. There were spouses that had to care for children alone, fiancés that spent many nights companionless, children who missed their parents, and parents who missed their children. We hope to make those lost days up to you, and we want you to know how much we appreciate your sacrifices. In closing, I would like to state the obvious. This is not a high school graduation, nor a college graduation. This is an INSEAD Global Executive MBA graduation. We are seasoned professionals, and we are not naive. Life has had its ups and downs, and there are more ups and downs to come. It is not that we are unaware of how difficult the world is. It is that we do not fear it, and confidently embrace the uncertainty of the future. Congratulations, everyone.